What's going on? Welcome to the show. My name's Bruce Matson, your host, and you can find me on Twitter at Metric Scouts. My written content's at dynastyleaguefootball.com and also at rotoballer.com as well. And before we get into this, make sure you hit subscribe, you ring the bell so you don't miss another episode. I drop these random. There's no set time, so make sure you hit that subscribe button so you're not missing out. I'm dropping knowledge on the daily, on the weekly, whenever I'm doing it, and you do not want to miss a beat because by watching me, consuming my content, you become a better fantasy football player because of that. So let's dig on in. We're heading into week 3. A lot's going on, but it looks like through fantasy football, dynasty, redraft, DFS, we got a new king in town. We got a new wide receiver we can hitch our wagon to. And I'm talking about DK Metcalf. First 2 weeks, the guy's been going off. He's 15th in air yards, 209, but has blown up catching 8 passes for 187 yards and 2 touchdowns. The guy is ascending. He is a lot better compared to the previous year. He is transitioning from the college level to the NFL. We're seeing it right before our eyes, and it's just a blessing to watch. Can't believe he fell to the end of the second round last year. He should have been a first-round pick all along, but here we are. Here we are just watching DK Metcalf blossom into a soon-to-be a first-round draft choice in Dynasty Startup Drafts, and we're going to be seeing this next offseason, especially if this continues. If he's playing at this rate throughout the whole season, no injuries, no hiccups, and Russ is going to continuously cook, DK Metcalf is going to gather enough steam to hit that first round. We have been looking for young wide receivers to enter that first round for a while now of Dynasty Startups. We've been living with DeAndre Hopkins, Michael Thomas for a while. It looks like we're going to be getting that new blood pumping in. At the worst, if he continues to produce, he's going to be an early second-round option. I look for him to get that push, though. The thing is, the running back renaissance may dilute his value back to that second-round point in Dynasty. However, this guy deserves to be in the first round if he continues to produce this way, and he may push himself up there no matter what, no matter how many running backs produce this year, no matter how old those running backs are or how good they are, because DK Metcalf is just producing at a high level right now. He owns a 25% target share, a 44% share of the air yards of Seattle, and he's been highly efficient with 2.56 yards per route run. So he's been getting the job done. And this is something we saw flashes of last year. Him producing, him showing up, making plays, getting downfield, getting those deep targets. And since he had another off season to work out, recover, focus on his game, and you got to think last off season in 2019, he was dealing with that neck injury that slowed him down a bit. And on top of that, him being a rookie, so it's not like he was coming in 100%. He had to learn things on the fly at an accelerated rate compared to what he had to do this year. Now you're seeing him in full stride. And to think about it, he ran a 4.33 40-yard dash at 228 pounds. To put that in perspective, that is not much slower than Henry Ruggs, really. Not really. And at that weight and that size, at 6'3", that's just hard to contend with. Because you either have defensive backs who can't run with him downfield, or they can kind of run with him or run with him stride for stride. They just don't have the size to match up. That makes him super dangerous. And with him just getting better as a route runner, with him getting better creating separation, him learning the new tricks of the trade, he's just only going to get better going forward. DK Metcalf, year 3, I see him year 3 being better than him in year 2 if he continues to progress. We know he's a hard worker. We've seen the workout pics. You don't get looking like that without working hard. Even if you are on Mexican supplements or whatever it is, you still got to work hard to be able to achieve those results. And if you're willing to work hard on your body like that, you're willing to work hard on other things. DK Metcalf is showing that transition now in his second year. The thing is, we need to be on top of that. We need to recognize that DK Metcalf is the future of the NFL, one of the top stars that are going to be here for a while. And the thing that's kind of pushing him down is we got guys who are stuck in take lock, who is locked down with them old takes saying that he can't run routes. He can't run routes. Can't run a full route tree. All the routes. You got to run all the routes to be a good wide receiver in the NFL. That's their stance. That's where they're standing at right now. Even though we got the production, we know he's getting open. It just, if you're elite at a good portion of the route tree, the rest of the routes don't really matter. Just play where you're excellent at. So DK Metcalf getting downfield, bullying guys in the slant, curl routes when he sells that 9 route. Those are money for him all day. Why run the other routes anyways? I'm sure those are going to come eventually. That doesn't mean you can't run them in the future, and that doesn't mean he's really that bad at them. He's just elite level at a few things, and due to his size-adjusted speed. Last year, he had a 97.7% success rate while running slant routes. Think about it. Him with that burst, size, speed, getting off the line of scrimmage against a 200-pound defensive back, 205, whatever, and just bullying him, catching that ball. Who's going to cover that? There's not many linebackers that can cover that. He's a mismatch for everyone. Why have him do other things when he's elite level in other areas and sectors of the field and other routes and whatever? 61.1% success rate running 9 routes when the average was like 55.5 on 9 routes on the whole year. This is all from Matt Harmon's reception perception 2019 data. Him being successful at a high level as a rookie and pretty much using raw skills, his size-adjusted speed just to get open. Now that he had a full offseason to get better, we're seeing him blossom. And we should see him get better throughout the year, and we should see him get better going into the 2021 season. He's a star in the league. He is going to be here for a long while. He should be a first-round pick in startup drafts for Dynasty Fantasy Football for a bit, especially this coming offseason. If this pace continues. If he falls off the map, if he gets an injury, I can see that set him back a bit in fantasy football value, but that just makes him more of a buy because we are seeing what he's capable of right now. We've seen in the first 2 weeks. You can come at me and be like, sample size. Hey, Bruce, that's only 2 games. We need more to work off of. However, we've had all of 2019 seeing what he can do as a rookie. Now we're seeing him go off in the first 2 games of the season. Just straight up go off. Russ is cooking. We know Seattle's going to throw the ball more, so he's going to get more volume coming out of more passing targets. This offense is going to throw the ball more the whole year. The defense isn't what it used to be. The run games started the season a little bit banged up. They're not going to feature that as much, and they're going to realize that this passing offense is smooth like butter with Metcalf and Tyler Lockett, and Russell Wilson is one of the best quarterbacks in the league and could finish as one of the best quarterbacks of all time when his career's dead and done. So this is nothing but gravy, pasta gravy, whatever you want to call it. DK Metcalf is a stud wide receiver. He's going to be a stud fantasy asset, and we're seeing the beginning of that, and it's just going to materialize going forward because he's putting in the time to learn the finer nuances of the position. We're seeing that on the field. We're seeing him sell his curl routes by dropping his head, selling to that DB that he's going to be running a 9, but he's not, and then he breaks off that route into a curl, and that DB's thrown off. We saw that last week, week 2, and he's just progressing. DK Metcalf, man. That size adjusted speed, running a 4.33 at 228 pounds, is nothing to mess with. That makes him a mismatch on the field from every single defender that's on there. DBs can't keep up with him because of his size. Linebackers can't keep up with him because of his speed, burst, agility. How's he going to be stopped? Especially once he starts getting better. And then I know we've had a lot of wide receivers with great athletic specs come into the league and not break out. But DK Metcalf is breaking out right now. And to capitalize it on this, we have to capitalize on it now, or he's going to be priced out of the picture, and you're not going to be able to buy him unless you submit a Godfather offer, because that's going to happen. Think about DeAndre Hopkins through the years. Think about Michael Thomas. Think about all those wide receivers. That's DK Metcalf. Russ is cooking, and Russ has the secret sauce to make DK Metcalf a stud fantasy asset. Russell Wilson matches perfectly with DK Metcalf. Like, Russell Wilson excels at the deep ball. DK Metcalf is obviously a big-time deep threat, and then he also beats on the shorter intermediate routes like the slants and stuff due to his size. But he's a monster deep threat. Bullies guys at the catch point. And that just plays into Russell Wilson's intangibles. And these two are going to marinate to each other for a long while. I want to thank you guys for listening to the show. Before you head out, if you listen to this whole thing, obviously you were hooked for long enough to listen to this whole video, watch this whole video. You might as well hit subscribe. You might as well ring the bell. Also, share this with your friends. Let them know. Let's grow this channel. The more we grow this channel, the more I know that you guys are interested in this. I can buy more equipment, get a better camera, get better audio, get some effects, better editing, all that stuff, and then things will get better. And I'll catch you next time with a brand new episode, fresh with new stuff, obviously. So make sure you hit subscribe, ring the bell, so you don't miss another beat. I'm Bruce Mattson. Catch me on Twitter at Metric Scout. Stay close.